That's right, I'll be landing at the Gala in 30 minutes. Have Alouetta meet myself and our new mark at the Avant Mode Pavilion backstage. We can talk then. Ciao. Look at all the people down there. Each with their own lives, desires, hopes, dreams. I often wonder what my life would have turned out had I not founded this magazine. My father was an insurance agent and my mother worked in medical. I'm sure either one of them could have gotten me work. I always wanted to be a doctor. It is until I learned you had to nearly sign away your soul to a megacorp if you ever wanted to pay off your school loans. Oh, and even then, the pay was barely worthwhile. Ah. Listen to me ramble. I always get strangely self-reflective when I'm disconnected from the grid in my office. I find it quiet. You look wonderful, by the way. Oh, I always knew Miranda was an artist, but even so, she never fails to impress me. How do you like it? That's it. Well, I guess I can't expect you to enjoy the finer aspects of fashion in your first month on the job. How have you been enjoying the work? None of that boss-employee talk. No. I would like you to tell me the truth, please. Boring. I appreciate your honesty. I'm curious. In your line of work, do you prefer it to be boring or do you like it exciting? You know, car chases, gunfights, and the like. You don't have to answer. Your expression tells me enough. Rest assured, today is going to be very interesting. You're still a new hire here, but I figure you would appreciate a change of scenery. Driving back and forth from the airport to the tower must get unbearably tedious after a while. Hence why today you will be my personal guard at the Gala. And not the only one, of course. I have all of my mercenaries stationed around the pavilion, but I felt as though you would get a better feeling for the fashion world if you got to follow me around for the next couple of days. What do you know of the Ashcroft Gala? Well, the Ashcroft Fashion Gala is the oldest in all of Night City. Started 2024, I believe, by fashion goddess Lenore Ashcroft. It attracts designers, models, and influencers from all over the globe. This year, over 700 are scheduled to attend, and you and I will be at the forefront. Of course, all the magazines will be there. Will this be your first gala? Oh, how exciting. I do wish my first gala was an all-access pass at the Ashcroft. When my magazine was little more than a fashion blog, I got invited to the Telemex Gala in the new Soviet Republic. Basic tickets and press pit access only. They didn't even pay for my flight. Myself and a couple hundred other wannabe bloggers and writers fighting for the best spot beside the red carpet. Sneaking backstage to snap a few pictures of the Samoyed Long collection when nobody was looking. Oh, now look at us. Flying in my own AV, first-class clearance, to my own pavilion at the Ashcroft Gala. Oh, how times have changed. Anyway, you can think of this gala as a sort of gathering of the like-minded. An extra-large family reunion, where everyone hates each other, but has to pretend to like one another, while simultaneously trying to stab everyone you come across in the back without anyone noticing. And I'm afraid that's not a euphemism. 3 years ago, the designer Hexproof was stabbed 11 times in the back by Callum Mostier for stealing the color blue. It was nonsense, of course. Both designers had just so happened to theme their centerpieces around navy blue that year. Of course, I'm not saying events like that are common, but I also know steak knives are no longer given out at the dinners. What I need from you is very simple. Stand tall and proud behind me at all times, unless, of course, I ask you to wait outside one of the rooms while I conduct business. Then you guard the door. Unless, of course, you hear screaming, then I will need your assistance. Maybe, I guess it depends on the room and company. You may have to use your best judgment on that one. If it helps, you can think of yourself as my date. No, my +1. Oh, no. My accessory, like a heavily armed handbag. Does that make sense? Wonderful. Now, it goes without saying you shouldn't have to stand directly behind me. On the red carpet, for example, when we land, you will need to stand apart and pose for the cameras. Oh, no, nothing too intense. Just chin high, feet shoulder width apart. Perfect posture. Gaze slightly off to one side. Assault rifle, low ready, finger off the trigger. We're not trying to recreate the 2068 incident. And it's really that simple. Oh, don't worry, you'll do fine. Oh, I remember my first time on the red carpet. I was so nervous I nearly spilt red wine in the back of the limo. My old mentor, the goddess, Red Carmine, gave me some advice that has stuck with me all these years. Just before she stepped out onto the red carpet, she turned to me and said, "Just remember, you are better than everyone here. Act like it." You see, everyone on the other side of that velvet rope has paid to see you. All those people have rented hotels, stood in line, booked flights and taxis, all just to catch a glimpse of you. Stand like you're better than them, because for tonight you are. It's just that simple. And besides, the red carpet is only 30 minutes tops. Inside the gala, just stay behind me. I will make the rounds, shake hands, kiss cheeks, pretend I like these people. All you have to do is, well, stay quiet and close. If someone inquires as to what you're wearing, no need to panic. I will do all the talking, obviously. One word of advice, however, keep your guard up. The gala hall is no safer than the red carpet. While much less chance of someone shooting you, the threat is never gone completely. You obtained the upgrades from our mutual friend Dr. Bell I requested? Excellent. EM surges, poison gases, wireless hacking attacks, even nanobots are not uncommon. Everyone, and I mean everyone, has an agenda. And while I'm far from needing to resort to such barbaric means to get what I need, that doesn't mean the others there will be as passive. Keep a lookout. Have your antitoxin pouch on hand. Never accept a drink from anyone, even a waiter, and don't let anyone touch you under any circumstances. But don't look like you're on edge either. Make no mistake, you need to be on full alert, but outwardly appear calm and in full control of the situation. Oh, you'll do fine, I just know it. I read your record after all. You've been through much worse. Now, there's a few things that we need to go over. For the 3 days of the gala, you won't be with me all the time. Miranda and the other designers have picked out your outfits and have them waiting backstage with the pavilion. You'll need to get up about 2 hours before the gala's start time and make your way to the venue. There you will change into your new outfit, have your hair and makeup done, and then be ready for the day. If you're not assigned to my personal escort, you're on guard duty, or perhaps roaming duty, which means you simply walk around the showrooms and look like you. If a photographer wants to take a photo, well, you can strike a pose or simply ignore them. It's up to you. Other guests, fashion writers, models, or other companies' mercenaries may ask what you're wearing and who you represent. You'll need to memorize your outfit at the start of the day, but who you represent should be easy. That's very, very good. Mr. Dapper at Avant Mode. Bravo. Of course, anyone with a hint of fashion sense will know immediately who you represent, but that won't stop people from asking. On the second day, there will be a gala dinner. You simply stand nearby in the shadows and keep a lookout for any funny business. If the room is too busy, however, I will want you to watch over me and the table from the roof of the Militech Center. It's a straight shot, 200 meters down to the banquet hall below through the glass ceiling. Keep off to the side and have your thermal optics nearby. The dinner is the most unlikely place anything will happen, but still I want eyes above, just in case. No, not to worry. The roof, rafters, shadows, even the air ducts will be positively swarming with mercenaries like yourself, albeit one's much worse dressed. Oh, and the Avant-Mode charity auction. I almost completely forgot. Our magazine hosts the largest fashion auction of the entire event. 30% of all proceeds after tax and administrative fees go to the Avant-Mode Charity Fund, which invests in social programs all over Night City. In its 7 years running, the auction has sent over 30,000 underprivileged young adults to college and provided over €60 million worth of implants and replacement limbs to people in need. I, of course, will be hosting the auction, and will need you and a couple of your colleagues to watch and guard and escort the items up to the podium so that I may auction them off. This is the most critical job of the entire event. If something were to happen, this is where it would. I will have a list of items to auction off made up ahead of time. When I call an item, one of our models will bring it up from backstage to the podium to present it. You simply walk with them and keep them safe. This year's auction has well over 100 million eddies worth of items to auction off, and that's not including any of the last-minute items designers will bring in themselves. As far as I'm concerned, the first 2 days can go to hell, but the auction must run perfectly. No, I'm afraid we've had issues in the past, unfortunately. At the 4th annual auction, 3 years ago, we had a hacker gain entry into our systems and spoof a transaction record. Then, an accomplice outbid the competition and walked away with a one-of-a-kind Brax soul belt valued at, well over 130,000 eddies. They almost got away with it too. Fortunately, counter-intrusion detected the false files and alerted the police, who apprehended the assailants before they could leave the building. Last year, in fact, we practically had a shootout as the items were arriving. Before the auction had even started, a handful of Valentina thugs had set up a roadblock pretending to be NCPD. They tried to stop the caravan. Fortunately, my transport caught on to the deception and ran through the blockade. The Valentinas gave chase and a short gunfight ensued. A very short gunfight, I might add, as this close to the venue, NCPD had several heavily armed mech platforms protecting the location. As they do every year now, the assailants were quickly dealt with, and the auction was only postponed a couple of minutes. You will come to realize in this work, any time you have so much value in one place, leeches will be there to try their luck at snagging it for a quick buck on the black market. Like my father used to say, plan for the best, prepare for the worst, and I assure you, we take this very seriously. On top of our usual mercs, we hire an additional 80 security personnel over the 3 days, not to mention all the cybersecurity, armored transport, security checks, and vetting. Oh, it's enough to make your head spin. And that's only a fraction of the entire gala. You see, the Ashcroft Gala is more than a couple of fashion shows and exhibits. It is the place to be for anyone in the fashion world, which means it's one hell of a target as well. 6 years ago, the event was almost called off after a multi-nation hacker coalition penetrated the event and threatened to blow up the whole thing. After the event was completed, it was determined the whole cyber attack was bought and paid for by the sorest of losers, former designer Vlad Horace, who sunk his entire fortune into destroying the event after his fashion show was bumped off the schedule to make way for something new and exciting. Last I heard, he fled to Moldova to avoid being extradited. Some people think fashion is like any other business. Deals, mergers, acquisitions. Having spent my whole life in this world, I can assure you it's more like street violence than anything else. Factions, rivalries, turf, and revenge. Sure, there may be less murder, but to some, being excommunicated is worse than death. Every day is a fight to survive in this ever-changing industry. Some days it's a paradise, others a war zone. and the only thing keeping the two apart is the thin curtain of gossip and news. We like to pretend all the parties and galas are glamorous and opulent, but the truth is, when you get right down to it, it's all as dirty and deceitful as gang warfare. That's why I specifically hire people like you. People who have seen how bad it gets down there. People who've lived it. It is difficult to round the rough edges of an experienced merc into a presentable individual fit for the upper echelon of society. It is impossible to teach a model how to hang out the window of a car going 120 with a machine gun in one hand and the steering wheel in the other. Skills like that are born out of necessity, a thing the rich never have to contend with.
Please prepare for landing in 15 minutes.
Well, look at me rambling again. Do you know what the deep, dark truth about fashion is? It's 99% confidence. Don't worry, just play the part. Be stoic, be goofy, be you, and the clothing will do the rest. Remember, it's not fashion until somebody wears it.